This is Real Dilemma Podcast with Regina and Dorcas.
Hey guys!
This is Real Dilemmas
Stop.
Podcast.
This is wow. Welcome. Does it matter?
Well, we can do welcome. Welcome to another episode. Okay.
We're our favorite hosts.
Now you didn't talk favorite host. I don't know
No,
whether
we
they're
are.
our favorite
I don't
host.
care. We fake it till we make it, baby.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Hey guys!
Welcome to another episode of Real Dilemmas Podcast. Regina asked me to tell you that we are your
Wow. Okay.
and I'm Dorcas.
And I'm Regina.
Welcome back to another
That was so
episode.
shady. Still, guys, that was
I
so
chipped it in.
shady. How are you saying that? I told you.
That's what she said. She said we're their favorite.
We are your favorite hosts, guys. It doesn't matter. Like, we're gonna get the seat very soon. Very soon. Don't worry, it's coming.
Well, I said she said it.
Very
She has
soon.
owned up.
Yes, we are your favorite hosts. Yes, so welcome, guys. Welcome back.
Welcome to another episode. How have you guys been? How have you been?
I've been good.
We're not doing that thing we do every episode.
Okay,
Also,
we'll stop.
We haven't been here. We're sorry.
Do you know, a lot of podcasts, they always say, I'm so sorry. Well, not a lot, actually. Some people are more consistent than we are. But a lot of, like, YouTubers, every time they go and they come, oh, guys, I'm so sorry.
I promise I'm going to say consistent.
And then they don't. So, I think we need to stop saying it so that we don't put pressure on
I
ourselves.
don't think people really notice.
No.
We notice, but people don't really notice.
Yeah.
But yeah, how have you been? What have you been up to? I saw you.
When was the last time we saw? Last Sunday.
Was it Sunday?
Yeah, but guys, we speak almost every day on the phone.
Okay, so it
doesn't feel that way.
Yeah. But there was a period that you went ghost for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
I should tell them what happened.
She told me already.
You tell them what happened.
Tell them why you went ghost.
Why did
And then
I
I
go
called her and I think I said, okay, no, the miss you was a different conversation.
No, that was yesterday.
That
was yesterday.
And then I said I miss you and then you're like, huh?
Yeah, guys, Dorcas rang me and she's like, I miss you. I'm like, huh?
No, but I did.
From when to when?
I did.
I'm the emotional one. I'm the like lovey-dovey one here in this duo. You're the like card girl.
I don't know how to take, I guess.
But you can give. Oh wow.
I tried to
No
give.
pun intended.
I tried to give, but I don't know.
You don't know how to take. But you've been taking.
I have.
You know what I
Actually.
mean?
Yeah, even for 7. I'm looking to.
Oh no, we're not gonna go into that conversation, guys. Guys, no, let me even just air your dirty laundry.
Please, by all means, I don't care.
You don't. Wow.
I
Literally, guys, Dorcas just said to me, Regina. She wants to. Yeah,
I
just
wanna
say
make
it
a
because it's
proposal.
a bit much.
You know how you have like wish list? No, what's that? Bucket list.
Bucket list, yeah.
And I was saying it would be nice to
To
go
what?
for 7 days.
What do you mean? Explain further.
To go. So for those of you who are
18
of
and
age,
above.
to try for 7 days and see if you can do it. Just
Like
see
back
if
to
you
back,
can,
going
yeah,
back to back 7 days. First of all, when
just
she
to
told
see if you can do it.
me that, I said, who? You and who? First of all, wait. Y'all ain't got work?
Just to
So
see. It's
what do you mean
a
just to
marathon.
see?
Like, you know how people break
Wow.
records?
Other
Like,
people
break
have
your own record.
Other people have like, oh, I want to fly off an airplane. I want to, climb the highest mountain. My friend here
This one is
wants to
very
knock
cool.
for 7 days marathon.
I don't want to. I want to see if I can.
And you can
I
do
might
anything
not
you want.
be able to because life is happening, but
If you put your mind
see
to
if I
it,
can.
motivational speakers. If you put
that's
your
one of
mind,
the words, I mean.
you know that.
It's a long time.
Do you think you have time for all that?
No, I don't think so. Maybe unless we're on vacation or something. But if you're on vacation, you can do it, yeah?
Yeah. But if I'm on vacation, I'm not about to be knocking. Well, in the mornings, yeah, guys. This is PG anyway. PG, is it PG?
Yeah.
18 and above. If we're in the mornings, yes, but I need to enjoy my holiday. I need to explore. I need to see what going.
That's part of the relaxation. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I said. In the mornings or late at night before we finish. But in the day, I need to be outside. I need to be
So
outside.
once a day, 7 days.
And that's fine. So when next I book
It's doable. There are people
when
who
next I
do
book
it.
a 7-day holiday, guys, I'll come back and let you know. That is crazy.
It is.
That is.
Then you can just tick.
No, it's on your bucket list. I want to fly off an airplane. I want to do skydiving.
I think you've done that.
No, I did paragliding.
The
So
one
that.
where you're stuck to like
So we went up the mountain and then we fell off. We jumped off the mountain and then the parachute.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay,
so that's
okay.
paragliding. I want to do parasailing, which is the one where it's on the
attached to
water.
the water. Yeah, I want to do that.
So I
one
want to
too.
do that on my next. Well, I'm going on holiday soon, so If I have the opportunity, I'll do it.
I want to try that one.
And then, but my main one is to fly off the airplane. But I think I've been trying to convince the husband, and we finally agreed that on his 50th birthday, we'll do it.
150 is getting closer to.
He's getting up there. So if anything happens,
no, it's too risky. The earlier the better. No, one is getting older.
No, it'll be more. It's like to mark a significant year in his life.
Then you want to do something that risky.
Or maybe when I turn 40, I might do it. To be fair, I want to do it next month. I want to do it as soon as possible.
I want to try also jet skiing.
Yeah, I want to do jet skiing. I'm hoping to do that when I go on holiday.
I've tried it before, but in Lagos, it wasn't like a deep ocean. I'll try like.
I'll see if they've got the option for it. I'll do it when I go on holiday.
Should be fun. Right.
Anywho, we've literally this is all that intro.
Yeah, of course. Welcome back, guys. So before we get carried away, we said we're going to talk about Priscilla's wedding.
Oh.
For those of you who know what's been going on online, if you're not like as archaic as me, I don't really like social media. I'm here all the time, but
do you know what? This last few weeks, 2 weeks, a week plus, I've been very like, okay, I'm done with like that Priscilla's wedding. I literally stayed on my phone. I was like watching a movie. Literally, I was watching online, which is at some point I was like, Regina, really, right. Like it's never that deep, but it was very interesting.
I didn't catch up with the wedding until like 2 days after. So for those of you who don't know Priscilla. Why do I call her Priscilla? Her name is Priscilla. Yeah, her name is Priscilla Ojo, Iyabo Ojo's daughter. Iyabo Ojo is a famous Nigerian actress, started as a Yoruba actress now. She does English as well. So, and she's also a cast of Real Housewives of Lagos.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Prissy, who is Iyabo Ojo's daughter,
right,
got married. It seemed like it happened like the wedding lasted for a month, but it was probably just 2 days in this month.
And there's more. There's more to come. That wedding has been a lot.
It's been going
back to back events. Yeah.
So she got married to Jukes, who is a Tanzanian singer. I was going to say actor.
Musician, yeah.
Yeah, he's a Tanzanian artist, and people say he's Diamond's boy. Diamond is also.
They're his friends now.
What's that show?
Rich, famous African. Yeah,
the one we spoke about in the previous episode.
Yeah, go back and watch our episode on that.
Yeah, so the wedding it's been like some sort of
carnival.
Yeah, carnival, and it's like two nations coming together.
Yeah, it was very beautiful.
So it's just been beautiful. The wedding itself. Now let's get into the wedding.
All right, go on.
The wedding was, for me, the Nigerian wedding was really beautiful.
Yeah.
The white wedding was beautiful. He cried when she was walking down the aisle.
We've spoken about this crying thing. I'm like, let's leave it.
No, let's not leave it because I felt like it was cute. He cried. The white wedding I thought was really beautiful. The traditional wedding also, culture and everything was beautiful, but I felt like it was too crowded.
Oh my God. Do you know, I was watching it and I was saying to my husband, I said, I would have anxiety just being a guest in that, like, it was too much.
It was too crowded and
it was too much.
It seemed like there were hot in the hall. Because a lot of people were like...
Yeah. I mean, the amount of people that were there, they will... No matter how much AC is in that hall,
true.
It will still be very hot.
And then coupled with the ashoke,
it's too much.
So it was really... But it was star-studded.
Wait.
The governor of Osun State was there.
Before we even go into that, Nigeria. Please, my country. See, these are the times I'm proud to be Nigerian.
Yeah.
But we are talented. Nigerians are gifted.
Yes.
The fashion, not even just fashion, the makeup, the geles, everything was 10 out of 10. Every like celebrity or guest that was at that wedding was 10. Everybody ate. It left no crumbs. Literally.
The white felt like or looked like it was Megala because everybody was dressed for God.
Do you know another thing that I wanted to point out about this wedding? I was watching it and I was like, this is why I can't live in Nigeria.
Why?
In this era of like social media. Why? There's just so much pressure. Every single Snapchat that I was watching, why is it that a Nigerian person cannot just go to a wedding like a normal person? You have to have your own content person that is following you around. Yeah. You have to do your own photos. It's not your wedding. Why is everyone doing a photo shoot? Everyone is doing a videographer thing. Like, it's just so much. And I'm like, is it that deep? I'll do it. I don't think I'll do it. Will I? Maybe.
Maybe.
But that is too much.
It's what you look for.
No, but it's too much.
No, it's not. I don't think it's
too much.
No, it's
no, for real, it is.
No, it's
it is. No, because I was just looking at even like regular people. They have like makeup. Fair enough. Makeup artist is standard, right?
I consider myself regular. Back when I was in Nigeria.
So if you're in Nigeria,
I would get a makeup artist.
No, makeup artist is fair. It's fine.
I'll do videos and I'll do pictures. Maybe not professional. Like I'll use my phone and make proper videos.
And that's fine. But the professional ones are the ones that's getting me. Everyone is getting a professional photographer and videographer to do content for them.
Yeah.
We are really in a content world.
We are, but then you must also factor in that every person or most of them, maybe like 70-80% of the guest list.
Yeah.
As celebrities, content creators.
Yeah, a lot of content creators.
So if JP 2025 is trending, I don't want my picture looking
fair. That's fair.
So every time people search for JP 2025, they'll now see me looking dead in the corner. Hell nah. I'm getting if I can, I would even rent a car, do content.
Like people went.
A lot of people they went all out. It was like a movie.
Me, I don't think I have that strength for it. Maybe if I grew up in that lifestyle, yeah.
Probably would, yeah.
But from where I'm sitting right now, it's giving too much. Even our little events that we do here, I'm like stressed.
Even when we're going out, you're like, what are you guys wearing?
I'm like, guys, why are we like?
And I'm like, buy a dress.
I'm like, gosh,
buy an outfit.
I'm too simple.
I will buy from head to toe.
No, that one. She fits that caliber of Nigerian.
But guess what? Back in Nigeria, like when we're home, she wouldn't like do.
The pressure Bushaya.
She still wouldn't probably.
She mounts Bushaya. She has clothes now that she's never worn, but it's in anticipation of the future events, which I feel is a good thing, and it's something that I'm learning from them because I buy as and when.
Okay.
So if I know an event is coming, then I start panicking.
I do that.
And it's not good because the event I went last week, I literally got my dress on the Thursday and the party was on the Sunday. Okay. I was panicking and I spent money because I needed that dress delivered. Yeah, do you get? So it's not really great when you're like last minute like that. No.
It's good to be proactive
because you're desperate and then you spend more.
But I feel like if I buy my outfits ahead of time, it might not suit the occasion.
Do you get me?
So I want to know what
closer to the time.
I know the vibe, how I'm feeling.
Do you get what I mean? But yeah.
Back to the wedding. The wedding was beautiful. I was an online guest, but I did not watch till 2 days after.
Yeah, I was watching on the day. Let me not cast myself. I was at work and I was like, everybody's Snapchat. I was on everybody's YouTube. Some people went live.
Yes,
so you could see everything happening live.
Went live. So, okay, let me talk about the content part of this wedding, right?
Right.
And then we'll go to life after their wedding with the headers.
Okay.
Content part of it, I felt like the Nigerian wedding felt more like a show.
It's a show.
It did not really feel like a wedding, like because of the fashion, because of the content creators, because of everything. And then Iyabo Ojo promoted her movie around the time that her child was getting married.
Yeah.
Her child, Prissy, and the husband went to the cinema, paparazzi and everything.
Yeah, but that's good though. I think it's good business strategy.
No, I do think it is, but that's why it did not feel like
a wedding.
So I felt like the white wedding was
more intimate,
wedding, and then the one they did the
trad.
What is it called?
The nikah.
Yeah. The one they did in Tanzania too felt like because it got emotional.
Yeah. I think
that felt like
those ones were more. They were more intimate.
Yes.
But the traditional was very showy.
It was.
But that's the lifestyle, I guess. You're married. She's a celebrity. Even Prissy herself, she's a content creator. Yeah, she's an influencer. Things like that. So that's the lifestyle.
And then they promoted the husband's song. Now the song cannot stop playing in our head.
This husband, he is our who's royalty that's like abroad that we love. Obama, I don't know.
Okay,
he's like
that kind of vibe.
That vibe, like everyone is in awe of this guy. Even I'm like, yes. Yeah. And I'm just praying, God, please, Abba, please.
I haven't seen any
Abba, please. Like, comments. Just protect this too, because they're just so, you can see that you can see.
It appears
as though that they. I love the fact that we're emphasizing, because
it does.
Take anything you see on social media at your own risk. So it appears as like they are in love and they're sweet. Like, even I watched an interview of the guy, and the way the lady asked him, "Can you describe Prissy in like 3 words?" And he just kept going and going. I was like, oh, God, love is so yeah. It was like, he was speaking in like his language, but it was like, she's this, she's that, I can't describe her. He mentioned some very nice points. It wasn't just so superficial about what he really cares about her.
I like that.
But yeah, we just hope everything goes well for them.
I hope so.
I'm really, and his songs are amazing, like you said. My favorite one is God Design.
Oh, I love.
That's the one he released for the actual wedding.
Oh, okay. I love God Design. I love
I am me today.
I am me today.
Oh God, that guy's song is lit.
Everything was just very intentional.
It's all about love. That's why God, please protect them, because if he cast.
And then recently was Headies. They went for Headies. They showed up together, which was really cool. I liked it. I just feel now that after the Headies, if it has nothing to do with like entertainment for him or for her, they should just be indoors. I don't feel like they should be everywhere now.
Right.
I feel like they've done it. We've seen it. I feel like this is the point where they need to start protecting their peace. Because people who feel like they're invested in your relationship will start picking things apart.
Yeah, I think they really should. They shouldn't be too much of a public couple. I think they should be public when needed, like you said. Events, when they're attending events together.
And then do their separate things, make their money.
Yeah, but
when
they
shouldn't. Have to come together, it has to be like really important.
Yeah, because that's when people will start prying, and it's not good. It's not good. I hear she's moving to Tanzania as well.
I hope she does.
Yeah, she needs to leave that Lagos for a bit. They need a break from Lagos. Lagos is too toxic.
Lagos can be toxic.
Yeah. Especially on marriage.
Yeah.
Speaking of marriage.
Yeah.
Which is what I wanted us to chat about.
Yeah, the video.
So obviously we've spoken about like Prissy and stuff, and a segment that we were gonna talk about was the fact that after marriage, what's next? No, not after marriage, sorry, after the wedding. What's next? So there's a video that I saw online. I sent it to Dorcas. I don't know how. We'll probably download it or screenshot it or.
Yeah, but you can play the audio.
So it's a bit loud. So I'll play the audio, guys.
So I really do not know how to.
It's a sound effect.
Explain this, but there's this.
Trying to see if I can fast forward it.
Emptiness, or let's say, how do I couch it? But I say there's this loneliness that comes after getting married. It's like a syndrome. I don't know if it's a syndrome or a traumatic
postpartum.
I really don't know English to use, right? But I feel like there's this feeling you get after marriage, after wedding, because subconsciously your friends tend to shift from you. Your family assume that, okay, you now have your home, let's give her space. And now you're into a family that you're trying to, get attached to very well. I don't know how to explain it, but at this point, I feel like I'm trying to. I don't know if I should state the word I want to use, but there is this loneliness. Not like you're lonely, right? But there's this loneliness that just comes from. It just comes after the whole thing. You just feel like, okay, I'm married, let's leave her. And you'll just be there.
Sorry for the laugh.
Now, you can't even. I don't know, but I feel like it shouldn't be like that. Because, I mean, nothing changed. I only got married, right? Nothing changed. You shouldn't stop calling me. You shouldn't stop texting me. You shouldn't leave me to build, okay, you now have your own home. I mean, even if the extraction should be a gradual process, it shouldn't be something that is sudden that I'll have to notice.
Yeah.
I don't know, but...
I don't know. Yeah, that's it.
She didn't know how to...
She didn't know how to express
her feelings.
That's quite sad. But I think I understand what she was trying to say.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think every married woman
So sorry, before we go into, let's just break it down. It's a lady on Instagram that she's sort of just talking to herself or to the camera, and she's just sharing her feelings about how she feels now after after wedding. We need to stop saying marriage because marriage after is the institution. Yeah. So after the wedding, and she's basically just saying like the term she's trying to say she's lonely, but she's trying to find another word. Yes. That sounds right, but there's no other word but what it is. It is loneliness after the wedding. So that's the backstory. So let's get into it. Tell me what do you feel about the video?
I think most married women would relate to it.
Yeah.
What did I ever experience that? I don't think so. I understand what she's saying because you did.
I think her part falls more on friends and family.
Friends and family just abandoning.
Yeah. I didn't necessarily feel it with my family. If anything, I was the one that just sort of was in my own shell. Because my family would never pull away from me, regardless. Okay. But I experienced it more with friends. I think I've touched on it in previous episodes where we spoke about friendship. There was this feeling of your friends just intentionally or unintentionally just pulling away. Especially the single ones. But then again, when I got married, I was the first amongst my friendship group to get married. So every other person was single.
Yeah.
My best friend she was getting married a couple of months after me anyway. So she was the only one that I would say could relate. And also Mary as well. She wasn't married or anything, but because we've been friends for long, that didn't affect us. But there were some friendships that maybe like my uni friends.
And that made you feel?
It made me feel terrible. Okay. Because I felt like, why are you guys, like literally it was like a cutoff. Just like she was saying, like it should at least be gradual. But a lot of people, it's just cut off. Now I can look back and understand what was happening then. But when I was in that phase, I was thinking, what the heck is going on? I'm on my own. I really felt alone. Not alone because I had my person, right? But, you know, there's some places, there's a void that it's not for your partner. It's not for your family. It's for your friends.
True.
It's for your friends. So, you know that feeling of, oh, I'm on my own now. I mean, they've literally just thrown me into like this thing called marriage. What am I gonna do?
Swim.
Literally, I don't have no floaters. I don't know what I'm doing. And that's another thing, even with the family aspect as well. Like some families do believe that you're married and that's it. Our mothers don't necessarily teach us about marriage. They only talk about how to be a good wife, but they don't really teach us about what marriage is. And obviously, I can't blame them. They might not know. But for me, I know what marriage is like, what it's about. And I'll be more intentional to talk to my children about what actually goes on. But we didn't get that. So imagine not getting that and then being thrown in the deep end, having to figure it out. Your mom is not really telling you what's going on. And then your friends are not really there. And then you're just figuring this man out.
You still have some friends who you'd actually talk to about it,
but they will not understand. They can't relate. You know, there's not much they can say. And if you're someone like me that don't share a lot, I barely share. So it's all in my head. So that loneliness could even be self-inflicted.
True.
Do you get what I mean? So I sort of experienced it. My friend was the one that sort of guided me through it. Loretta, she was the one that was like, get over it. And it was very tough love like that. Like, it's a new phase of your life. Get over it. Like,
I don't think I experienced it though. I don't think I did. Simply because self-inflicted, like you said, I feel like maybe it was self-inflicted because unknown to you. You drifted away from them because you were married. You were spending more time with your husband. Your address changed. You don't live in the same area anymore. You probably don't call as much because you're now, maybe if you're working, and then when you get home, it's you and your husband, you're cooking, weekends, you have other activities. So maybe they just felt that and stopped reaching out. Then when they stopped,
you noticed. Yeah.
Do you get?
Yeah.
So I don't think it was, I feel like I did not experience it.
To be honest,
just because.
Even for me, looking back now, it's not actually the wedding because when I left uni, I came to the UK. So a lot of my friends had separated from them, like in terms of
after uni.
what's the word, proximity and all that, right? So it started from then, not actually the wedding. I'm thinking now that because even prior to wedding, I was in London, I was meeting new people, but I didn't consider those new people like my friends. They were just work people, acquaintances,
and
right?
guess what? You probably weren't even paying attention to them as much. You were hanging on to those your old friendships.
Yeah, so those and then even the old friendship, I wasn't really in communication with them as much then.
Okay.
Literally, we kept like communication, but not like, when you have your friends close to you.
Yes.
So that's why even when it came to get married, I was still able to reach out to them to say, I'm getting married, let's go and all of them came from, most of them, I think apart from 2, didn't come for my wedding. Most of them came to Nigeria for my wedding. So it was after that the cut-off happened, like obvious cut-off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just looking back now to say, okay, it wasn't necessarily from the wedding. It started from when I left uni, because I didn't keep up that energy even after uni.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of women experience it. I think for me, I did not necessarily experience it just because my address changed, obviously, after marriage. Unfortunately for me, where I moved to, I had a friend from uni.
Okay.
Esther. She was staying close to my house. As a matter of fact, we served together. We moved around the same time, and then she was staying really close. So it felt like I was just carrying on a relationship, even though we're not really close when we're in school.
Yeah.
But she was familiar in
that
new environment.
And then you build from there.
And then I met another person, Busayo.
About another person.
Yeah, I met another person, Busayo, and then we just became like a trio. So for me, I had both of them, and I did not necessarily.
And that's all you need.
That's all you needed. Yeah, because they were 2 good heads.
Yeah.
So I felt like I wasn't missing much.
Yeah, which is good, man. You had a good.
In touch over the phone or once in a while when I would go to my old address, I would see them, but. So I feel like in marriage now, a lot of women who experience this are people who, if you check yourself, you somehow disassociated yourself from your old friends. Unknowing to you, you probably did. So just find a circle. Bear in mind that while trying to create your little community, it might still be difficult because finding people who are on the same vibe and level as you is not easy to come along.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, just do things. And then luckily for me also, I was working. So if you don't have a job, try and find a job. Try to do something outside your husband.
Keep you distracted, Or occupied, not distracted.
Yeah, occupied, yeah. I had a job. It kept me occupied. I had church activities because I joined the drama unit. So I was going for rehearsals, weekends, evenings. And then I had the friends. And then I had, what else did I have? Oh, then I had my reality shows. When I have my reality shows, I can.
You're fine. You can survive.
For 2-3 days, I'm not going anywhere.
Perfect. Yeah.
So just do things that will keep you occupied. If finding that community of friends is difficult, don't stress it. You'll find them at some point.
Yeah.
If you rush into it, you rush out.
Facts. Woo, I can attest to that.
Friendship, especially when you just get married and you're trying to build a community. Yeah. I think you start forcing friendships are not necessarily supposed to be.
I think I relate to that seriously because when I first got married, I actually enjoyed that phase. So after I had that moment of feeling like, oh my god, nobody's talking to me, and that probably only lasted a couple of months. To be fair, I won't lie. So after that, I started realizing that it's a phase, which is what I was going to say to people that are going through it now. It's a stage, and it's a stage or a phase that one would definitely go through once you get married. It's like after you give birth, they call it baby blues or postpartum.
Yeah.
It's normal. When you have like an important event in your life, there'll be a phase of once all the hype and high is gone and is down.
Post-wedding syndrome.
There's post-wedding syndrome. Fact. So
the hype of the wedding is down.
It's down. So it's a normal phase. Just embrace the phase. Don't try to make any rash decision or do anything crazy at that point. Just embrace it because
don't rush anything.
Don't rush. Just enjoy it because me at that point I then started enjoying it and it now became me and my husband. Everything. That's how we built our connection. Actually, that friendship was deepened, right?
Yes.
Now, however,
yes,
because that we were in that phase of me and my husband, we became, well, I would say I'll say I became very codependent on him. Right?
And that is also
that's the dangers, man.
That's breaking. Yes,
so that was another thing. So I became codependent on him. Here, I moved here to meet him. He had his crew here, his friends here. I didn't have anybody then, right? So it was like it was him.
So his people were your people.
His people were my friends. Yeah, but then again, his friends were my friends. His friends, they've always been my friends from before we even got married, right?
No.
So what do you mean?
I don't. So that's a conversation we should have. Your husband's friends are not your friends.
That's a different thing. No, but my husband's friends were my guys. They were his guys, but I mean, they've been in my life. They've been in my life since I've known him.
Yes.
So we weren't friends, but they were his friends, so they're my people.
They're your people, but
but they're not my friends. Okay, yeah, I take that back. But they're my guys now. Like they're my guys now.
They're your husband's friends.
Yeah, they're my guys. They're my guys. They're still my guys. Like they're my guys.
They'll always be your people.
Yeah, they're my people. Whatever, but
okay, let's talk about
we'll talk about that another day.
We'll talk about that today.
Okay,
so being codependent, what did that do?
So that really affected me to the point where when he goes out with his friends and I'm alone, I'm like,
I have nothing to do.
Damn, I'm bored. I'm like texting him all the time. Whereas when I go out, he doesn't care. He's asleep. Me, I can't sleep. Me, I can't sleep. I'll be awake. Hi, what's up? Where? And then it started becoming a thing where we then started having like little issues because he's feeling like I'm monitoring him, for lack of a better word, or I'm on him. Like I'm just on him. Like I just want to. He wants to just have fun and be with his guys, but I'm not seeing it that way. I'm like, okay, when are you coming home? When are we watching a movie? When are we together? And that's not healthy. Yeah. I don't believe it's healthy. And the only reason I can sit and say that now is because I have friends now. Literally, my husband said to me yesterday after I got off the phone with him, my husband said, "See the way you are with Dorcas. This is how I was with my friends, and you used to find issues with that. Like he used to get so excited when he sees his friends, or when he's gassed. Now that's how I am now. When I'm like, oh, sorry, no, and he's like, look at you now."
But really, I really want to talk to married men real quick about this thing.
Right.
Especially this friendship thing. If you are married and your husband has friends, right? And he's on the phone. I felt I had a bit of that. Maybe like 5 years.
Always on the phone to his friends.
So when he's on the phone to his friends, and then at the time I had just 2.
Yeah.
And then one was asleep. Was I always asleep?
That one is why are you always asleep?
And maybe my 2 friends were not available, right? That would be it for me. And then he would be on the phone for maybe hours talking. He used to irk me, like, and then
like, am I not there?
Yeah, like we're both at home. Why can't we
spend that time?
Why can't we do something together? But now,
you know what Ogbonobo is?
So now,
do you know what Ogbonobo is?
Yes, now. Now I'm now seasoned. Now I'm seasoned in it. So now it's all about balance. So now we find time. So when I'm on the phone now, he doesn't have an issue with it.
Yeah.
Because he can also be on the phone.
Yeah.
But then when we need to come together,
we make that time. Yeah.
But when you're really codependent, like you said,
it's bad.
It's not a good thing. Women,
it's bad for.
Find your own circle of friends. Find your own, but obviously your own circle of friends should not be people that your partner does not know, that your husband
or does not even approve of. Yes.
Approve is a strong word.
Let's call it spade a spade. We are married. I'm not saying marriage is, but let's not be all, this new age that everybody wants to be woke. It is what it is. Some people say, oh, you don't take permission for your husband. How? Why? You will take permission if you want to leave the house. Not necessarily like, can I? You will inform him, but then again, it's still a form of, compared to being single and not having to tell anybody, it's still a form of that. Because if you inform him and he's not up for it, what happens?
No, if he's not up for it, you stay.
But some people will say, because I'm not taking permission, I will go.
You stay simply because his reason for him not wanting you to leave
makes sense. Yeah.
Because if you put permission first and approval and all those things, sometimes he might not. His reasons for not wanting you to go out will not make sense.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's not like. So, obviously, you're married to a sensible person. I pray that you're married to a sensible person and you're also sensible to understand when they tell you, no, I don't think you should be out this way with this particular girl. Maybe so this particular girl now, for instance, if they feel like she's a bad influence, you want to go out with her during the daytime, they might not have an issue with it.
But you want to go out
with
night,
her at night, it's now like
it's a problem.
Issue. You two should deep it and be like, okay, I really don't need this company at this time of the night.
Exactly.
So it's
but yeah, what was you saying now? My head's gone off.
Also, we started from codependent.
Yeah, so guys, I really want us to stress that point of being codependent, because I was in that bubble up until like 2021-ish. That was when I started making steps. And imagine, I've been married since 2015.
Oh, that's a long time.
Up until 2021. What's that?
That's a long time. 2015.
Yeah.
Damn.
I know.
That's a long time.
Don't make it sound bad. It's like, damn, stop.
2015.
Right. Yes. Now wait. When did you write? Let me 2015 too.
Damn, 2015. We're old.
We're old. Facts. But no, we're not old, guys. Stop. There are people older than us. Don't say that. But yeah. So like for me, it was really serious. Like, and I didn't realize how much pressure I put on him.
It's a lot of pressure on them.
It
is.
Yeah.
Having to be the one to entertain
and he
you
really
all the time.
And oh god. And then I started listening to things, reading things, and it's like nobody owes you, like no one owes you your happiness. Not your partner. Your partner, if he is giving you the happiness, that's great. But you are the one putting it on one person is not that expectation is not needed. And that's what codependence does. Is that correct English? Yeah, because you expect so much from this one person. Like it's all about me and you.
Question.
Go on.
So
when you start looking like that,
yes,
when Dorcas starts looking at the sky,
I'm thinking. So no one person should. You said something about you being in providing your own happiness. Or
yeah. Like you're the one that you are in charge of your own happiness.
Good, you're in charge of your own happiness.
Don't do that.
I want to put this to you now before I forget.
Okay.
If you're in charge of your own happiness, and we were talking the other day about being emotionally connected to your partner.
Okay.
10 years after, right?
Right. Oh.
If that's the case, is it possible for you as the wife to provide that emotional connection for yourself, to be emotionally filled? I'm probably not using the right words, without putting that pressure on him to continue being emotionally there for you. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about happiness. If you now are in charge of your own happiness, why are we not now in charge of satisfying ourselves emotionally? Why are we now expecting?
I think when we say like being in charge of your own happiness, it's more like when they are not doing what is expected of them by you or by society or whatever
to make you
happy, or to just doing the right thing. You don't let that kill you as a person, as in your self-esteem, your everything. Because a lot of women fall in that bracket of, my husband is not doing this, is not doing that. They become a shadow of themselves because of that.
Yes, we're speaking to ourselves. Right?
We're talking to ourselves.
And by speaking to ourselves has nothing to do. I'm not talking about the happiness part. We'll figure that out now, that we are responsible for our happiness. So now that emotional fulfillment that we also feel like we need 10 years after to still be there, like it was there the first year, the second year. Don't you think would also be responsible? We should also be responsible for some sort.
No, we should be, as women. We should be responsible. However, it still doesn't make. It's a partnership, right?
So when they do, fine. When they don't, it's not every time they will do, and it's not every time we will do as well, to fulfill their own emotional needs or their whatever needs, right? But as a partner, there's some things in this room that is getting. I think because the window is open. That's why. Okay.
We need to close the window because they're coming into those little flies. Sorry, guys. It's summer. Well, summer.
No, let's just finish now. It's just on the wall.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a few. And they're gonna like stay. I'm just gonna close the window real quick. All right. So what was I saying? Yeah. So like I feel like as partners, right? We both need to be accountable to each other. As in terms of our needs, right? We need to. So your partner is not fulfilling you emotionally. You're the one that's feeling it, not him. So you are the one that needs to bring it to his notice that this is what I'm feeling. We need to work on this.
And then end up putting pressure on them.
It's not pressure
for you.
Yeah, but if you're not feeling that, trust me, you're not being the best version of yourself to your man.
True.
Do you get what I mean? So I feel like it would work hand in hand, because I'm in a place of that, like us sitting down together and say, okay, this is what I don't like, this is what you're doing that it's not really making me happy. How can we make it better?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if you're married to a sensible person, like you said, or someone that is also willing to make your relationship work, it would be a thing of looking at means to make it better and fresh from 10 years ago. For us, for example, we're looking for therapy, which is what I'm always talking about, therapy, because I've said, okay, I think we should try therapy.
Yeah.
It's not that anything is wrong, but we feel that there are ways that we can make it better. Ooh, excuse me. Mm-hmm. We can make it better, especially after 10 years of being married. Okay. Right? There are ways that things have come. See, finish don't happen after 10 years. See, finish don't enter. Mm-hmm. Do you get on both parts? So it's like,
and they always say no third party, but I feel like after 10 years, third party.
I don't even think a therapist is a therapist. I don't think it's necessarily a third party in that sense. They're a third party, but a neutral third party that professional enough to guide certain things, bring to light things that either we see and we don't accept, or things that we don't see.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. Yes, after 10 years, definitely that third party, that professional third party is needed to just hold the mirror up and say, guys,
this is what going on. Yes, facts.
And then when you look at yourself, you're like, is this how I look?
This is what I've changed. Even you, I think my husband was telling me about something about Michelle Obama saying they went to therapy, and she took Obama to therapy, and she was, I've not seen the video, so don't quote me please, but this is from hearsay.
Yeah, because she has a new podcast.
So that she felt like Obama is this, is that, he's not doing this, he's not doing that. This is our Obama. This is our Obama. Our sweet Obama. Yeah, right. No goals. Don't say any marriage and say goals. But anyway, she said that, and then they went to therapy, and she's like, they need to fix you. When they went to therapy, it's now a thing of, actually, you have a lot to work on.
True.
Do you get what I mean? And that's how I see it. Really, married, nobody's perfect, right?
Nobody is.
We both have our own. Even sometimes when my husband points things out to me that this is how you used to do, now you have done this, I know that yes, I've changed. Mm-hmm. I know there could be reasons why I've changed. Or it could just be me being nonchalant or not caring.
I feel like, I've changed as well.
We've all changed. I feel like if you've not changed, there's a problem.
But the difference with that is, I think what they're noticing in our change is that we're not...
It's not necessarily positive.
It's not necessarily positive,
Yeah, I've heard that before.
It's not necessarily positive.
Well, I'm just the girl.
It's not necessarily positive.
Yeah.
This is counseling, this is therapy.
Guys, honestly, we're saying all this and we're talking so much, but we're speaking to ourselves.
Yeah.
We are talking very much to ourselves. And if you relate, please
let us know
drop a comment. Yeah.
I think more so because we've got to this 10-year mark, and then we know a lot of people and couples who are also like around 10 years, 9 years.
Yeah.
5 years, even 5 years. And a lot of us are experiencing similar things.
Very similar things.
Very similar things. So it's like, this is our new reality.
This is our reality.
Priscilla.
That's a different stage.
She's still in the lovey-dovey.
It's cute.
What's that song?
Chasing away.
Chasing away. They're seeing chasing away stage. I'll
pass that stage. But I feel like every stage that we face in marriage, as in generally, we should enjoy it one, and there should be lessons from each stage that we take into the next phase.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah, I agree with you. So going back to that video, I would say that yes, you're lonely right now, but if you try to do all these steps, all those things that we've said, you would be better.
Yeah.
But if you don't take note of what Regina has said about being codependent, and you now decide that codependency is what you use to fill that void of that loneliness.
That's it. Fill the void.
You will face another type of problem.
You face another, and you might not now be in a position where you can come out of it.
It might be difficult.
Because that codependency can stem. It can stem so many different. It can stem into so many different things.
It can even cause a divorce.
It can cause divorce. It can cause domestic violence, because the more you depend on this guy, you don't have people around you. If this guy now turns into someone that you didn't expect, do you get what I mean? Like, maybe he becomes very aggressive with you, becomes, you provoke him to a stage, or he provokes or whatever, to a stage where he starts becoming physically violent with you. There's no one for you to necessarily talk to. And that's where women fall into this trap of staying in a toxic marriage where they're beating them, because there's nowhere to go to
talk to.
Yeah,
because the person who is doing it, who is hurting you, will come back and apologize, and then you go back.
And even with me, going back to me, my own personal experience, it's like I got to a stage where I'm like, when me and my husband, when we have issues or we fight or something and we're not speaking to each other, there's no one for me to talk to. Like, I know I've got my sister, I know I've got Loretta, I know I've got my mom. No, I won't call my mom. No, sorry, I'm not calling my mom. There's some people you don't call because they never forget. Do you get me?
Guess what? Yeah, that's why that third party thing they say.
Yeah,
especially when it has to do with your family. Once you call them and you tell them about it, and you reconcile, you have moved on.
But they haven't. So
they'll now be holding a grudge.
Yeah. So that whole thing of, I don't want to really tell my family because I don't want them to see him in a certain light, or it's not that deep, or do you get what I mean? And that's why I said there are areas in everyone's life that so you have a group of people for each part of your life. So you have a part in your life where your husband or your partner fails. You have a part in your life for your mom, your parents, your siblings. You have a part for your friends. So the part where you need that friend to talk to, you can't necessarily call, unless you have that bond with your mom or your sister, then that's great. There are people that they have that bond. But for me, I was just like, who do I talk to? I really realized I was alone. I wasn't lonely. There's a difference.
You were not alone, but you were lonely.
Okay, I wasn't alone. That's it. I wasn't alone, but I was lonely. I felt lonely. That's what she was trying to express. Yeah. Like, there are people around you, but you just don't know who to open up to. But that tug of war between. Yeah. So please, that codependency. Don't use that to feel. Go out, find hobbies. That's another great thing.
Hobbies.
I was watching something on friendship recently, and they were saying, how to make new friends as adults. People struggle with it. You have a hobby. If you love going to the gym because you're a gym person, you find people in that area that have similar interests as you. You don't have to be best of friends, but those are people that you can build a friendship or a relationship from. Yes. If you're a singer, you go to church, go join a group in your church, start building relationships from there. From there, you start to not lose that codependency. And another thing to touch on, oh God, I'm talking too much. I need to touch on codependencies. Even though when you're trying to come out of that codependency, you still have to be very careful not to neglect and lose your connection with your partner.
Of course.
Do you get what I mean? Because some people might not understand the balance. You need to find that balance. Some people might be extreme.
Yes.
And say, I want to be independent and not codependent. It's like you go extreme and neglect.
I think just finding that balance is just being transparent while you're at it.
Yeah, and even your partner,
while you're making your new friends, while you're doing this, let them know that's what you're doing.
Carry them along.
Trust. Yes, carry them along, and then it's easy from there. So back to the husband's friend is not your friend.
Okay, have we finished this?
Yes, we have. Your husband's friends are not your friends.
Guys, what do you think?
The same way your friends are not your husband's friends.
What do you think? Oh, so you're not my husband. You're not even my husband's friend.
No, like you're cool with them, you're cordial with them. Like you said, my people. But they are not your friends, because at the end of the day, if something were to happen between both of us, or no, God forbid, both of you.
Okay.
Your husband is now my friend.
You don't scatter be that.
Both of you God, let me not use you guys.
No, don't use me. But I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean.
You're now like,
and in the middle.
The person's partner is now being friends with the girl.
But do you know that there are couples that have that friendship? So, because I watch some YouTube couples, right? Because for example, right? There's a couple that I know that because they grew up together, like from teenage years, right? So their circle of friends.
So that's different.
So that's what I'm saying. So
It's not us that met the man.
No, okay, yeah, no. Okay, that's different. Because in that case, then what's that?
That one is different.
Because it's still the same outcome. If they split up, it's gonna be a tug of war between friendship.
That's different.
Who's friends with who?
In that setting, right? They grow up together, so they're all friends. But at the end of the day, they'll stick to who they're closer to, whether it's the female or the
true, or the male.
But
true.
In this our setting, these guys were guys before we came into the picture.
Facts, yeah.
Then you're now forming friendship. And
no.
I don't know. Let me just put it out there.
There
are people.
What are you about to say?
There are people who like do this. The husbands are friends, right? Then the wives are friends, right? Let's say a group of guys are friends. A group of girls. No, hold on. No, hold on. A group of girls are friends. Their wives are friends, and they become tight. Like the women become really tight. Like so now, when it comes to friendships, relationships, and then you're saying, I have a best friend. It's not your husband's
friend's wife.
That's your best friend. No, you can be cordial. You can be friends with your husband's friend's wife. That's not what I'm saying. It's the one that I feel like it's too risky. But
it happens.
It happens when you're friends, but the ones that they will not be best friends.
It's not good.
Like your best friend is.
It's not good. Nah.
No, you know why? Because you see all these like guys group chats, women's group chats. You have issues with your husband. You're now telling your best friend,
who is your husband's friend's wife,
yeah,
and then she's gonna go and tell her. Because let me tell you, come close. When you tell how am I speaking like this, guys? Now, when you tell a wife something,
the chances of husband knowing
hearing
is very high.
It's like we're almost there. So if you are trying to do, unless obviously you guys have that friendship and it's like
when is that friendship? And then it's like I'm talking of that one.
But that circle of friends that the husband and wives are friends, and me and you are friends with the husband and wife, and then I tell you, the girl, something that is deep. You think she's not going to go tell her husband, who's in turn going to come and tell your husband. And then everything is all in a circle and round and round and round we go.
And then, so the chaos now is no longer between the husband and the wife. It now spills to the friends.
Yeah, and then it'll probably spill to the other group of friends. It now
spills to the other couples. And then it's awkward. It's not like a reality show like Real Housewives.
Of friendships.
I swear, because for Real Housewives of LA.
I haven't seen that.
It happened. Dorit and PK broke up. For those of you who watch, reality girly. Dorit and PK broke up, but PK remained friends with Dorit. What's that?
Oh, there's the speakers.
Oh, PK remained friends with Dorit's best friend. Dorit's best friend, what's her name again? I forgot.
Okay, I'm following the tree line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Became best friends, and then her friend was now exchanging messages with PK, the ex-husband, and saying things like, "There are things that you've told me that I'll never share."
Oh, stop!
And then she now heard, and then now
stop.
became. That's why
it's a whole reality show. Yeah, it gets messy.
It gets really messy. So
yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, I agree with you. I think that when I was speaking about like my husband's friends, you get like they're not my friends, but they are my
cool.
guys.
Like are cool. That's
yeah,
fine.
like I rate them
fine.
like my G's.
Yeah,
obviously, I need to stop speaking like I need to be bougie.
You're the bougie one.
Yeah, but you've really influenced me. You're the bad one.
Oh, bad is not a good word. I'll look for a good word.
I'm not bougie, you guys. Don't mind her.
But you come off bougie.
Me?
You do.
How?
Unless someone gets to know you and they don't know, I'm actually more bougie than you are.
But
when from afar,
you
look like you're really bougie. Yeah.
How?
You do.
Eh? That's the first I've heard of that.
No, you do. You do. You look like and sound like you're bougie.
I can code switch, that's why. Anyway, what were you saying?
So back to the friendship.
Yeah, so I feel like that the guys are I just felt that way because obviously I've known them for a while.
No, it's good to
but I know that if anything happens they are taking their guy's side. So let's just leave that. Y'all know it. Don't let me call you guys out on this podcast. All of you. Morai, you know yourself.
No, as it
call
should be.
Them one by one.
It should be, why would they be on your side?
True, I don't need them on my side.
That event yesterday. But yesterday, I mean 10 years ago.
Yeah, actually it's not.
Thinking, maybe plus when you guys were dating.
So 17 years ago.
Yeah, still. They met him first.
Yeah, they've known him first.
Loyalty is to him.
That's fair. I don't need it. I have my own people too.
Now you have your own people.
Guys, I was such a loner. Anywho, are we rounding this up?
Yeah, let's round up. At the end of the day, just be transparent with your partner, you guys.
Yeah. We might do a part 2 on this or a part 3.
I feel like this is going to even be split in half, but we'll see.
Okay, we might touch on something else, but yeah.
If you guys relate to all we've spoken about, please don't forget to like, comment, and
subscribe.
You see the comment part? Leave a comment and let us know what you think.
Please.
If it was therapeutic, I felt like it was therapeutic.
I love this. Yeah, I loved it.
I
loved it. I think we got a bit personal.
Yeah. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Share to your friends.
Congratulations to Prissy and Juma Jukes, even though you probably would never see this video, but it's all good. We are rooting for you.
We are. We love you. Oh, Annie, we didn't speak about Annie.
I beg. That is an episode. That's a topic for another episode.
Right, we'll see you guys in another episode. Love.
Always. Bye. Mwah.